Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up after a shifty reintroduction into Genoa City that involved Ion Ward claiming to be a man of God, seeking to make amends for his sins. The young and restless master manipulator is about to kick his true evil agenda into high gear for what may be the very last time, following an unexpected glitch in the plan which saw his partner in crime Jordan turn on him. Ion Ward is now on the row one his own, with no time to lose given the volatility and unpredictability of his former teammate. The former cult leader will be under pressure to make something happen. In the back of Ward's mind right now, he will be aware of the possibility of Jordan being apprehended and throwing him under the bus. It would hardly be surprising, for example, if she fingered him as Heather Stevens' killer to save her own behind. Therefore, we can expect Ward's plot to reconnect with Mariah, the young woman he stole from her mother as a baby and raised in his cult as a daughter, only to attempt to marry her later to go into overdrive now. That time is of the essence indeed. Young and restless spoilers tell us that Ion will torment Mariah in Thursday's episode. This doesn't exactly sound endearing, especially when you're trying to win someone over. But hey, we're not privy to the inner workings of Ion's mind. Thankfully, on the heels of the torment, Mariah is set to make a shocking discovery, and we can't help but fear the worst based on the Y&R weekly preview video, which teased Ion asking Tessa for help in a supposed scheme to prove to her wife just how desperately sorry he is for abducting and brainwashing her. Of course, we all know Ion isn't one bit sorry and is using the same type of manipulation on Tessa to suck her in. Despite knowing Ward's history, the formerly streetwise singer is falling for it because of his previous maneuver, which saw him create a scenario in which he supposedly saved her life. Ward's plan to get Mariah back is a blood-chilling one, given that he's messing with Tessa and possibly ARA in order to manipulate the redhead into doing his bidding. Once again, Ward will be looking to cash in on Mariah's terror once she knows he's in control of her wife. But what he might be underestimating is the power of her fierce love for her family and her hatred for him. Let's not forget that Mariah believes Ward is behind Sharon's murder charge and her frightening disappearance. She confided in Nick how guilty she feels that Ion returned because of her. Fueled by guilt, terror, revenge, and love, Mariah could prove to be a force to be reckoned with that the aging puppeteer simply hadn't anticipated. In fact, she might decide to see to it that this latest blood-chilling scheme is its final act. The world of The Young and the Restless is known for its dramatic twists, shocking betrayals, and jaw-dropping cliffhangers. However, the recent development surrounding Maura Copeland and Ion Ward have sent shockwaves through the soap opera world, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, wondering if this storyline will take a darker turn, one that no one saw coming. Could Mariah actually kill Yin? To fully understand how we arrived at this potential turning point, let's rewind a bit and explore the complex relationship between Mariah, Ion, and the other residents of Genoa City. This unlikely connection has been building for some time now, with a tangled web of manipulation, psychological games, and the looming sense of danger that surrounds Ion Ward's presence in town. Mariah, the daughter of Sharon Newman and a pivotal figure in the Newman family drama, has always been a character teeter in between innocence and darkness. While she initially appeared to be a quirky and somewhat rebellious figure, over the years her character arc has evolved into a more nuanced and unpredictable one. Her bond with her mother Sharon has been complicated by their tumultuous past and shared history of mental health struggles, particularly around Sharon's battle with bipolar disorder. Maura, desperate to find her own identity, often struggles with her emotions and her relationships, making her more vulnerable to manipulation than most might expect. Enter Ion Ward, the notorious and charismatic con artist who has made his presence felt in Genoa City Since his return to town, Ion, a figure from Sharon's past, is known for his ability to charm and manipulate those around him. He's always had a knack for getting under people's skins and turning friends into enemies, sowing chaos wherever he goes. And when he crosses paths with Mariah, the vol mix of her vulnerabilities and his ruthlessness creates an explosive situation that no one could have anticipated. Ion has a history of tormenting Sharon, and as Mariah becomes more deeply entwined in the Newman family's complicated dynamics, she inadvertently finds herself drawn into Elan's orbit. What starts as a seemingly innocent interaction soon turns into something much darker. Ion begins to manipulate Mariah by playing on her insecurities and fears, pushing her to confront the trauma in her past, while simultaneously feeding her doubts about the people closest to her. Through his insidious tactics, Ion gradually pulls Mariah into his web of deceit and psychological torment. As Mariah becomes more entrenched in A's manipulative games, she begins to unravel emotionally. She starts to question her own worth and whether she can truly trust the people around her. Sharon's mental health, always sensitive topic, becomes a trigger for Mariah's own breakdowns, and Ion exploits these weaknesses to create chaos. Mariah's self-doubt reaches new heights, and she becomes increasingly unstable, questioning whether the people who love her really have her best interests at heart. Ion, who has an uncanny ability to rid people's weaknesses, soon realizes that he has struck a nerve with Mariah. He continues to apply pressure using emotional manipulation and threats of harm to control her actions. What Ion doesn't anticipate, however, is how far Mariah is willing to go to protect herself and the people she loves. Despite her vulnerabilities, Mariah's protective instincts, especially when it comes to Sharon, start to override the confusion and fear Ion has instilled in her. This push-pull dynamic reaches a boiling point when Ion takes things too far. In a dramatic confrontation, Ion escalates his threats, making it clear that he intends to destroy everything Mariah holds dear. He mocks her for her received weaknesses and insinuates that her family will never accept her for who she is. In that moment, something inside Mariah snaps. The question on every fan's mind now is simple: will Mariah kill Ion? The confrontation between Mariah and Ion is charged with palpable tension. As the exchange escalates, the stakes rise to life or death proportions. Ion, ever the master manipulator, may have underestimated just how far Mariah is willing to go to protect her family and herself. In an emotionally charged scene, Mariah faces man with a rawness and intensity that has not been seen before. Her emotions, fueled by years of hurt manipulation and the looming threat of Ion's cruel games, come to the forefront. The pressure on her psyche becomes unbearable, and R's darker impulses, instilled by Ion's psychological warfare, begin to surface as the confrontation reaches its peak. Mariah faces a pivotal choice. Does she let Ion continue to control her, or does she take matters into her own hands to end the nightmare once and for all? The tension in the scene is almost unbearable as the audience waits to see whether Mariah will resort to violence. Will she lash out in self-defense, striking Ion in a moment of desperation, or will she pull back at the last second, unable to take such a drastic step? This moment is a pivotal turning point for Mariah's character, and it forces fans to question the lengths she is willing to go to in order to regain control of her life. Ion's influence over her has been toxic and manipulative, but in a world where survival is paramount, it's unclear whether Mariah can hold on to her humanity while fighting back against the monster Ion has become. If Mariah does indeed kill Ion, the aftermath will send shockwaves through Geno City. The emotional toll of taking another person's life, even in self-defense, would undoubtedly leave scars that would take time to heal. Mariah, whose character has often been defined by her vulnerability and complexity, would be forced to reckon with the consequence of her actions. Would she be able to come back from such an extreme decision, or would it change her forever? This shocking storyline would also have far-reaching implications for her relationships with other characters. Sharon, for example, would likely be devastated by the chain of events that led to such a drastic outcome. Mariah's relationship with her mother has always been fragile, and a death like Ion would only add more strain to their already tumultuous bond. Moreover, the residents of Genoa City, particularly those close to Mariah, would have to grapple with the moral ramifications of her actions. Would they support her understanding the psychological toll I's manipulation took on her, or would they condemn her, seeing her actions as unforgivable in the end? The big question remains, will Mariah kill Ion as the storyline continues to unfold? One thing is certain, the stakes have never been higher, and no matter which way it plays out, the aftermath of this shocking twist will have a lasting impact on Ion and everyone in Genoa City.